Hi everybody, how are you doing? Alright, so this is Sichamba Jacob, and in this video we'll try to help each other on how to answer this exam question. So please bear with me and follow all the steps. I'll try to make it as easy as it can so that you understand how this exam question is supposed to be answered. So for this exam question, basically there are a few things that you need. Of course, you need a ruler. Okay, in case you didn't know, you need a ruler. It's very important. You also need a rubber. You need a pencil. I think these two things or three things will help you answer this question nicely. And lastly, in an exam, you'll be provided with a graph paper. So a graph paper of this nature. Okay. So now let's see how we can answer this. So for the first question, you need to find the value of Q. But before finding the value of Q, I will advise you to first get a rough paper. You do your calculations nicely, and then that's when you transfer that weight to your actual graph paper. Because all the solutions, according to the question or the statement, answer this part of the question on a sheet of a graph paper. So meaning all the solutions out of this must be put on a graph paper. So they are saying the values of x and y are connected by the equation y is equal to x power 3 minus 9x plus 5. Some of the corresponding values of x and y are given in the table below. So this is the table to help us answer this or graph this curve. Okay. So to calculate, now that's question 1. To calculate the value of Q, we're of course going to get the given equation, which is y, okay, is equal to x power 3 minus 9x plus a 5. So remember, I'm using this plain paper as a rough paper to just work out and then transfer my solution on the graph paper. So when you get this is what they give us right here. You go to where the letter they're asking you to find, or the value they're asking you to find, where the letter is. It is right over here. So now when you see this letter, you check on top, the number which is on top. This is the x value. You see the number which is here? It's the x value. And how are we getting to know that it's the x value? It's because of this x right here. So we go to that number. And when you get that number, you say y. Remember, we are solving for y, okay? And if you want, we can't even do this. We can say, what is the value of y at this point? It's a q. So we shall say q is equal to, that's what we are looking for, negative 2 power 3 minus 9, negative 2 there, plus a 5. So now we solve for q. So we're going to do all the calculations. This, of course, is giving us a negative 8. This is giving us a positive 18 plus a 5. Okay? And when we work out nicely, all this thing will give us a 15. So meaning the value of Q is what? Is equal to 15. And if you are getting some doubts or you're doubting, you are not too sure of what to do, just get your calculator. There is no harm. Get your calculator and then punch what is here on your calculator. So we know that there is a open bracket, negative 2, close, then you say power 3, then you say minus 9, open bracket, negative 2, close, plus a 5. This, of course, is giving us what? A 15. So don't show all these steps on your graph paper. And now get your graph paper as usual. This is your graph paper. And when you get that graph paper of yours, you indicate that this is question what? Question 11. I mean question 10. So this is question 10, 10A. So question 10A, you say P, actually this is 10A1. So P, is it Q? Yeah, Q is equal to A15. So you just write it like this. You are done. Because the value or the mark that you are expected to get on this question is just the one mark. So don't show all the steps. Just find the value of Q, which is a 15. Okay. So now from this stage, we now go to the next question, where they're saying using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the x-axis and 2 centimeters to represent 5 units on the y-axis. For -1 is less or equal to x, less or equal to 4, and -10 is less or equal to y, less or equal to 20. Draw the graph of y is equal to x power 3 minus 9x plus 5. So you see, this is the graph we're graphing right here. Now, what I like doing is this. I like encouraging people mostly when you can see this scale. You see the scale we have, this is the x-axis. Okay? So there's x here. It is representing the x-axis. So we are going to go to where it says 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit. 1 unit on the x-axis. So 1 unit, meaning you come here at whichever point. Mostly I like encouraging people to go to the midpoint of the graph paper. Okay, midpoint of the graph paper. And then you start moving in ones. When they say 2 centimeters, this box, can you see from here to here? It's 2 centimeters. So meaning you'll be moving in ones along the x-axis. They have said 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit, meaning you'll be moving in ones. And what do I mean by saying in ones? So where the point is, this is your 0, okay? And this is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 3, and a 4. Wow, this side it's -1, -2, -3, and -4. So this is how it will be. And you show like this. You are moving in ones. You do the line, your Cartesian plane. So this is our x-axis, and this is our, oof, that's why you need a rubber. You see, I've made a mistake. This is why you're encouraged to have a rubber. I wanted to show you that really you can make a mistake. So the reason why they say use a pencil, the reason why they ask us to use a pencil, it's because it's very possible to make a mistake. So make sure you put it nice there, then you do your line. Your line goes like that. So this is my line here. Though my drawing is not that much good, the pencil I'm using, but it's fine. At least you can see something. And then on your y-axis, the scale says we must be moving in fives. So from -1 to 20. So since this is 0, we'll end at 20. This will be a 5. We're moving in fives. A 10, a 15, and a 20. While to the negative side, this is a -5 to -10. This is where the scale is ending. It's ending at a -10. So we draw. Okay. So this is our y-axis. We've done the Cartesian plane. So once you do this Cartesian plane, you now start plotting. This is -3.5, -6.4. So -3, it's here. So you can even count the lines if you don't mind. So this is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and -4. So this is -3.1, 0.2, 3.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.3, 0.9 and negative 4. But what we want here, it's negative 3.5. So we shall go to that point, negative 1, negative 3.1, 3.2, 3.4, 3.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's here. So when you go to that point, you can do this if you are not too sure, so that you don't make that mistake. You follow the line slowly. You do this. Can you see? Okay. I want to follow the line. I don't want to lose it. So you can use a faint line. And then here they are saying for y-axis it's negative 6.4. So you go like this. This is negative 5. Now look at this. If you don't want to be facing difficulties, you first need to understand what each line means here. Each line. So to understand the meaning of each line here, you are going to get this number which is here, or this number which is here, a 5. So 5 divided by 10, it's giving us a 0.5. So each line here, it's 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4.5, up to 5. So we go 5.5, 6, and 1, 6.4. So 6.5 is here. So in between 6 and 6.5, that's where the point will be. So we're going to do this. Since we've known that it's here, we'll get our ruler, okay, and do this. This is how we can be finding the coordinates, and go straight so that you don't miss the point, and do a simple line, a faint line like this, okay, passing through here, and where they are meeting, it's here. This line and that, where they are meeting, it's over here. So this is where the point is, okay. The next point here, it's a negative 3.5. So negative 3.5, it will be here. See where it is? Because negative 3 is here and 5 is here. Where they're meeting is right here. The next one is negative 2, comma 15. So negative 2, comma 15. This is 15 here. We know that the value of Q here, it's 15. So negative 3, comma 15. The next one, it's negative 1, comma 13. So negative 1, comma 13. Negative 1 is here. So we know that this is 10, 10.5, 11, 11.5, 12, 12.5, 13. It's here. This is where the point is. The next one is 0, comma 5. So 0, comma 5, of course, will be here. Next one, it's 3, comma negative, 1, comma negative 3. So this is 0.5, or this is 1, and then 0.5, 1, 1.5, 3. So this is where negative 3 is. It's right over here. Next one is negative 2.5, comma negative 1.9. So negative 2, it's here. So 1, comma 1.9. This is 0.1, 1, 1.5, and then 2. So in between here, this is where the point will be. It will be in between here. The next one is a 3.5. 3.5, of course, be here. And lastly, we've got negative 3.5, comma 16.4. So 3.5, 16 is here. 3.5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 16.4. 16, it will be 15.5. 16.5 here. So it's in between. The point is right over here. So now we can join. We can join the points. Join nicely. Join nicely. Join the points nicely. Okay. Join them nicely so that you don't make any mistake. You join your graph nicely. So this is how the graph must look, or this is how it must come out. So here it doesn't look good, so we can erase here and do something like this. I think this is where it's making a 10 so that it looks good. Yeah, it's making a 10 here, though there is no point, but I just want to join. But what I can do this so that I don't really mess up. I can do this so that it looks good. Yeah, so that's it. All the point is here. Don't mind too much my drawing, okay? So make sure you do a neat graph, a very nice graph. So this is how the graph will look like, okay? So this is how the graph will look like that, okay? So I'm done with the graph. This is my graph. So when you finish doing your graph, you can even indicate, okay, that this graph is y is equal to x power 3 minus 9x plus a 5. This is a graph we have right here. So for the next question, they're saying using your graph to find the solutions of the equation x, okay, power 3 minus 9x plus a 4 is equal to 0. So what they have given us here, let me copy what they have given us. They have given us x power 3 minus 9x plus a 5 is equal to a 0. So what you're going to do here is just to say, first compare. Look at this. Does it look like the original? Let's check the original. Does it? Let me see. Yes, it looks like the original. Meaning you're going to say all of this is equal to a 0. Y is equal to a 0. So all of this is equal to y. Can you see they're saying y is equal to this? Meaning this is the y. So we shall say y is equal to a 0. And then when we say y is equal to 0, we graph this. We graph the equation y is equal to 0. So let me show you. So y is equal to 0. It will just be this. This is where the y is equal to 0. So it will be the x-axis like this. Now we start getting the points or the coordinates here, the x value, here, the x value, here, the x value. So in case you don't know, what I mean here is that when you graph this line, you go to where this graph, the curve, is meeting the line that you graphed, which is the y is equal to 0. So this y is equal to 0 is meeting the graph here, and it's also meeting the graph here, it's meeting the graph here. So if you pick the coordinates here, I'm not saying this is part of the solution. I just want you to see something. So if you pick the coordinates here, this is 3, negative 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. So the x value is a negative 3.3, 0. Here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 0.7, 0. Oh, this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 2.4, 0. So I'm not saying you write this. Don't write this. So here you're going to say question. This question what? Question 3a. So for question 3a, question 3a, x will be equal to, get the x value here. What is the x value? It's a negative 3.3. X is equal to, here it's a 0.7. Wow, here the x value is a 2.4. So these are the solutions, okay? The next question, they want us to graph this. So you do the same also. You're going to say, you copy. So you shall say x power 3 minus 9x plus a 5 is equal to negative 3x plus a 6. Now you check. This thing, does it look like the original equation? Yes. So you shall say y is equal to negative 3x plus a 6. So we've got this equation. We need to graph this equation. So graphing this equation or this line, pick any of the coordinates here on the x-axis. Can you see on the x-axis? So we're going to say x is equal to a 0. Pick any number, it's okay. X is equal to a 2. You pick two numbers, it's fine. I've just picked this and this, it's fine. And then when you pick this, you are going to come up with the table of values. Okay? So this table of values, this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis. I'm going to say when x is equal to 0, I'll write a 0 here. this 0. And when x is equal to 2, now I need to find the y. When x is equal to 0, what will be a y? Y will be equal to 6. Meaning you get this 0, put it where x is here, it will be negative 3 times 0, it will give me a 0, 0 plus 6, it's a 6. So y will be equal to a 6. For 2 here, it will be 0. Because if I substituted 2 here, this 2, it will be negative 3 times 2, which will give me a negative 6. Negative 6 plus 6, it will give me a 0. So now these are the points or coordinates. We have 0, 6 and 2, 0. So I have to graph this. So I'll come to my graph. I'll start with the I'll start with 0, 6. So 0, 6. 0, 6, the point will be right over here. Because this is 5.56. So this is where it is. Then the next one, it's a 2, 0. 2, 0, it will be right over here. So once you get those points, 2 points, join them. So I'm joining these 2 points. So this is how it will look. So I've joined. I'll even indicate that this, you see, it's passing at 2, 0, and it's also passing at 0, 6. So you join. And then when you join your interested part, before actually you do that, indicate that this is y is equal to negative 3x plus a 6. Your interesting points will be where this line is meeting the graph. It's here. Where else? It's right here. Where else? It's over here. Okay? So when you see there, do this. It's meeting here. Don't do what we did picking the coordinates. No, just go there. Can you see? This is where graph is meeting the curve here. So I'll go down here and then check what is the value of x here. So that's my answer. So this, I'll say number 3b, I'll say x is equal to, this is it's meeting the graph here. So when you follow straight, it will be here. Negative 2.1, put 2.2. So negative 2.2. That's one of the solutions. The other one, where it's meeting the graph here. So if you follow here, this is 0.1.2. So this is negative 0.2. The other one, it's meeting the graph here. So this is 2.1.2. This is 2.2. So those are the solutions. I'm done with question 3b. And the last question, we need to integrate. So let me copy. That's the integral. The limits are like this. I'm just copying. So this is 3x power 2 minus 2x plus a 1, then dx. So here, you're just going to say equal to 3x power 3 over a 3 minus 2x power 2 over a 2 plus x. Then you put the limits here. So now let me tell you what I've done here. When integrating, you always add a 1 to the power. So it will be 2 plus 1, it's a 3. This is the power 3. Now get this power 3 divided down here. And then here there is a power 1. 1 plus 1, it's a 2. You get these 2 divided. For the constant, you just put the letter. So it's 1x. If it was 2, it's 2x. But here it's a 1, so we have 1x. And when you do this, get these numbers. The lower limit, put it here. The upper limit, put it right here. And then you simplify further. We've got x power 3 minus x power 2 plus x. 2 and that one. So this and this will go, this and this will go. We'll remain with this. The next thing here will be to now substitute. I want you to see nicely what is happening here. So you substitute. Get this number, put it where x is here, here, and here. Then you say minus you now go to this one, negative 1 power 3 minus negative 1 power 2 plus negative 1. And remember to put any number with a negative inside the brackets like I've done. So this will give us 8 minus a 4 plus a 2. Then here we're getting negative 1 minus 1 minus 1. Because negative 2 squared, it's positive 2, it's positive 1. Negative 1 squared, it's positive 1. Positive 1 times a 1. How many times a negative? It's negative 1. So this is what we have. And finally, here when we work out, we're getting a 6 minus here negative 3. Finally, 6 plus a 3 is equal to a 9. So the answer here is a 9. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe. This has been Jacob Sichamba with you.